is up, guys? Welcome to Propeller Live Week 16. My name is Yasu, and I'll be your host for Propeller Live. That's the first time I said that. roll the intro. What is up, guys? Welcome to Propeller Live. This week we have Propeller Talk Story with Propeller Live. And this is where we kind of bring on guests every week. We've been doing it for 16 weeks. This is our 16th week. Congratulations to us. Anyway, so we've different kinds of guests every week on Talk Story, from like wedding coordinators, local restaurants, business owners, realtors, all kinds of people, artists, all kinds of people on this segment. And we just kind of been talking story, we've been like, what's your story? What's your message? What would you like to say? And what would you like to talk about? And we've been through multiple topics about multiple kind of messages. And this is kind of what we've been doing for the past weeks. And that's kind of what Propeller Live is. So basically that's kind of what we're doing here. But anyway, we also have a weekly vlog that we kind of post on our YouTube channel. And this week we did a cool little project with Hawaii Theater. Actually, it's still ongoing. But I kind of have had the chance to do a behind the scenes of the shooting at Hawaii Theater. So this is what it went last Tuesday. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's pretty cool to be able to stand on the stage of Hawaii Theater and kind of vlog.
So these videos that Propeller is working with the Hawaii Theater is really about telling the story of the theater, so preserving the past.
So yeah, that's the weekly vlog, the behind the scenes of the shoot at Hawaii Theater. It was a fun little video that I edited. So make sure you go check out. The link is in the description below. It's also on our YouTube channel. It's cool kind of like vlogging inside Hawaii Theater because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I've been there in front of there, shoot like weddings in front of there many times, but I've never been inside. And it was mind blowing, like the architecture inside was beautiful, and it was a very, very great, awesome experience to be able to vlog in there. So go make sure you check out the vlog, and moving on to before I go to that, so make sure you go check or support Hawaii Theater by watching the Gift of Aloha concert on December 6th. That will be broadcasted on KHON2. I said I was going to say that wrong, and I did say it wrong. Anyway, so moving on to the next segment of Talk Story with Propeller Live. What is up, guys? Welcome to Talk Story with Propeller Live. This week, I talked to Monica from Highway Inn, and Ryan talked to Jeremiah and George, producers and directors of the film Kipuka. But first of all, I'd just like to go into the interview that I did with Monica last week about the relationship between Propeller and Highway Inn, which has been pretty long, especially for James. But this is a quick little interview that we did with Highway Inn. All right, what's up, guys? This is Yasu from Highway Inn in Waipahu. What's up, Monica?
What's up?
Hi, thank you for joining us today on our interview today.
Thanks for having us on your show.
So why don't you kind of like introduce Highway Inn to begin with? Give us kind of like the behind the story, or like the history of the restaurant.
Well, the history spans 73 years, story so many times. So hopefully your audience doesn't know it, and it's all brand new. But my grandparents started Highway Inn in 1947 here in this town of Waipahu, which used to be a plantation town before. So there was a sugar mill, the Oahu Sugar Mill, Arakawa store. My father took over in the late 70s, and then my sister came into the business. My sister and I actually came into the business in 2003. So many business owners suffer from high blood pressure from the amount of stress doing business here in Hawaii. My father suffered a brain aneurysm, and so my sister and I were kind of pushed into the business a little earlier than we expected. And she ran it, my sister Regina ran it for about 5 years or so. And then during that time, I was doing my PhD at the University of Oregon, go Ducks, and then came back in 2007 to work with my sister. And then in 2009, my younger sister Regina decided that she was still young enough to travel the world. And so she did that, left me here with Highway Inn, and then I opened up our Kaka'ako location in 2013, and then also then worked with the Bishop Museum to run their cafe in 2015. So all told, we have 2 locations, with our Waipahu location being our flagship store, and then our relationship with Kamehameha School's Bishop Estate in Kaka'ako, at our Kaka'ako, and the Bishop Museum.
Okay, cool. Thank you for the history.
Long and
I know you
lengthy.
said it so many times.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. So like, let's kind of dive into like our topic today, and kind of like the history with Highway and Propeller USA have been, we've been having a long, 5 years now?
Yeah, I can't recall when I first struck up a relationship with James.
Yeah.
I still can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
James E. And then I get stuck after that. But he's been great, and he's documented, a lot of things. Like, one of our most significant periods of our history was really moving from our Leoku Street location that we've been at for 35 years to our new location.
Right.
And a lot of times you just don't think about some of these significant times in your life, and that was really important, because at some point in time we're going to want to reminisce, these memories, and at least we have a video of our old place and then moving into our new place. But even beyond that, now that social media has become so prominent in everyday marketing and reaching out to people and making sure that your brand is out there, it's thought about often. People love these short little, company videos to connect with. And so Propeller has been really instrumental in helping us do a few 1 minute or 30 second, maybe 20-second, 30-second videos, about four different ones that we've had put out there. And that's been very, very helpful in getting our brand and what we do kind of out there to a larger audience.
So what about like if you've been working with us for 5 years, you get kind of like the because we're documenting everything,
Right.
we have so much footage
Right.
of each
Right.
restaurant, each moment, and then we can always go back to those footage for whatever reason.
Right.
Does that also help you as well?
Absolutely. I mean, last year in 2019, we were actually approached by Google.
Oh.
And they wanted to feature us in the month of May for their Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And we were selected, and I really wish that we had more, we were recognized a little bit more for this, because to me, I think it's just phenomenal that out of 7,000 small businesses in the country, only 2 were selected by Google to be featured for this. And so they actually sent out a production team from LA. I got a chance to be the talent,
nice.
which is what they call them apparently, and see how that lifestyle of celebrities actually work. Because you get your own personal assistant, they walk their dogs, they bring you Starbucks coffee. But they actually, I think, had asked for some footage, some B-roll that we actually already had, to help them with some of their putting together the story. And then through the years, we've been asked to do different things, and it's been really helpful. We collaborated with Rainbow's Drive-In recently, and they wanted some B-roll on Lau Lau, for example. And so it was really nice to have that relationship with Propeller over the years, because we have so much B-roll that whatever anybody wants, we're pretty much able to provide it to them at a very quick response. So to have that kind of ongoing catalog of things, and not always having to shoot over and over with different videographers or different companies has been really beneficial to our company.
So thank you so much, Monica, for joining us today.
Sure, thanks for having us.
Yeah, so back to the studio. Whew! Oh man, Waipahu is further than I thought from the office. not really, because that was recorded. And I said it was recorded, so it didn't really make sense. But anyway, so that was Monica with Highway, and I think saying, you know, back to the studio sounded a lot cooler when I said it. Not really, didn't really sound that cool because, well, anyway, so we have 2 more guests this week on Talk Story. Ryan talked to Jeremiah, who is the director, and George, who's the producer of the film Kipuka, an anti-bullying project. So this film was actually premiered on HIF a couple years ago, and then Ryan was also a part of this film as a camera operator, and he kind of had the opportunity to kind of go back to the team and talk to them about the film and kind of do an interview through Zoom. So this is kind of how it went, and right to you, Ryan.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ryan from Propeller. Today I'm joined with Jeremiah Tayao and George Khan of Kipuka, an anti-bullying project, a film that debuted at HIF 2 years ago to this day, which is actually kind of cool, and it's actually streaming on Amazon Prime right now, so go ahead and watch and check it out. Can you guys please introduce yourselves and tell us about the film?
Cool, I guess I'll start first. I'm Jeremiah Tayao. I am the director of the film Kipuka, an anti-bullying project, and the story is very close and dear to me because I also am a T-shirt theater alum, so I can relate to a lot of what the students themselves have gone through and the stories that they've told, and it was my pleasure to be able to share that on the screen.
Aloha, my name is George Khan, and it's my pleasure to have co-founded T-shirt theater. Gosh, 1985. Neither of you guys were even born, right?
I was.
Oh,
I was. Yes, I was 1 year old.
1 year old. Yeah, well, I have these amazing stories that nobody knows about, right? And so we have a chance here with this video on Amazon Prime to go global. So thank you so much, Ryan, for giving us this opportunity to talk about this project.
Awesome. And then thank you to you guys too for letting me be a part of this project. I remember getting that call or that text message from Jeremiah a couple years back asking if I could just, shoot for a couple days. And little did I know it was going to be part of a project, this awesome and this big. And so from the bottom of my heart, guys, like this was definitely something that sparked the creative flame in me as well. So thanks for letting me be part of this project and lending a helping hand in making this happen. So thank you.
And that's the beauty of it. It started out trying to capture our bullying, anti-bullying, cyberbullying, and teen suicide project, which it does. Jeremiah does that really handsomely. But then the threads is what gives me a real pleasure. To hear the kids talking about what this means to them.
And we're from Hawaii. It's super diverse. I think that's really powerful because that's part of the reason why I got into filmmaking to begin with too, right? To be able to have that voice, to express that voice, and even to just have that audacity came from the confidence that I got from T-shirt theater, from being in T-shirt theater. Everything kind of comes full circle, including today being the 2-year anniversary of our world premiere at HIF. It's just crazy how all of this kind of like happens, but yeah, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like I was just revisiting the film the other day, and it's just like, there's a whole lot of emotion packed behind not just what we see on screen from like the youth, but really what they're talking about, what you guys are talking about, right? How did you guys come up with the themes that you guys wanted to cover during those acts? Or how did you get the spark in those kids to kind of talk from their hearts?
The kids getting the spark is part of what we look for in T-shirt theater. And it's actually starts from, the local talking story.
Yeah.
Just talking story. And then when everybody wants to talk at once, boom, stop them. Okay, let's break it off. Go into this small group. You guys go into this small group. And whatever story you were talking about, just tell that story and see if you can stand it up. Make it like a dialogue. You say something, then somebody says something about that story you were just talking about.
When you're a student and you're writing to George, like, this is what I want to put on stage, you're tweaking it a little bit to make it a little bit better along the way. And that's part of the creative process too, That to me was a big reason why I wanted to document the behind the scenes process, because as good as the stories are unto themselves on stage, which they are, I think there is a lot of really deep and meaningful story and meat behind why these stories are being told and why this is something personal that this student wanted to tell.
It's not only a theater company, but it's a way of life. It's a way of looking at life, because I believe really sincerely that the stories we tell are actually our trajectory. And we have, at any point, an option to change that story. And for kids to understand that they have the option to change their story, that is power right there.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Like, so similar to kind of your lenses through the filmmaker, right? How do we capture, or how do we share amazing moments and share other people's stories and hope to, you know, inspire others? That's sort of the similarities that I sort of take away from this as well. What clicked within you that said, yeah, you know what, there's so many amazing stories that these students have. I want to share this with not just, you know, the community here in Hawaii, but the greater community out in the world. What was that process like for you guys?
We got this amazing Gift Foundation grant to do the anti-bullying project. So we were going to roll it out as social media, and that's what we hired Jeremiah for, to cut really, you know, he was working with Slacker, right, with Netflix and Amazon. But right around December, he said, George, I think we got a feature-length film here. What? You know?
It was a fully collaborative process too, I think, like even from pre-production. So even before we did interviews, before I even got to meet the cast, I sat down with George, I sat down with Jonah, and they kind of gave me like a brief overview of who is in the company. And from there, it was kind of like, I already have somewhat of a blueprint. I know what T-shirt theater is and what it means to the youth of Kalihi, and being able to collaborate in that sort of way made the process a lot easier. I think it's kind of important to note the incredible parallels behind the theme of Kipuka, of a safe space, and what T-shirt theater provides as a safe space. Like you can see, like, George is just genuine positive energy, and we live in a time right now that needs to experience that, to have a mentor like George. This is George Kahn, man. Like he molded me, you know. and we're able to
that's the same thing that's happened with me and Jonah. I mean, you know, you watch Jonah, you know, everybody comments, right, in the film. I mean, how can you not cry, right, when you hear his story? But he's an amazing artist. And, you know, I grew him up. You know, I watched him grow right in front of my eyes, just like Jeremiah. And that is such a privilege, because I don't have kids of my own. So I get to choose my kids, which is kind of amazing, right? So one last thing, Ryan, and I know that the time is ticking away, but, you know, for our first time out, to get picked up by Amazon Prime.
That's incredible.
It's so amazing, man. It's super incredible. Are there any sort of last minute calls to action that you guys want?
Kipuka, definitely, for sure. As a call to action, I'd like to ask all of the viewers out there, you know, if you've seen the film already, and had a positive feeling coming out of it, please go to the Amazon Prime page. Click on the stars, and for where we are and how we want to kind of grow the film, that is absolutely necessary for us, especially at this stage.
Like I've shared with you guys, the impact that this being a part of this production has done for me is something that I'm definitely going to carry for the rest of my life. Just, you know, having that spark of that creative flame, trying to chase that feeling of seeing that, this final piece of production that, as a filmmaker, you kind of look at the edit as like a puzzle piece, right? You don't exactly know where the things go until you sort of make your way towards the end. And it's not that you have like this box that you can kind of look at and know exactly where the pieces go. You kind of feel it with the pacing, with the tones, with the music, with the emotions and all that kind of stuff. So for me to actually see that come, you know, through this visual representation on screen, definitely it's a huge impact. So I will definitely be leaving a review in one way or another.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jeremiah, George, thank you guys so much for your time, for joining me for this Propeller Live Talk Story session.
And I think also like having you like moderate this is also coming from a very unique perspective, right? Having been involved in this film and and that's not something that we would get with just anybody kind of interviewing us. And so thank you for providing the platform for that and for hosting this, and we're super grateful.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, it was
Thanks,
fun, Ryan. Yeah, good conversation.
So, thank you guys so much for your time. Definitely an honor and privilege for me to be part of this. So thank you guys so much.
Okay, take care.
Right.
Can't wait to
Awesome.
see it. Okay,
Awesome.
bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Right.
Shoots.
All right, so welcome back to the studio. Thank you, Ryan, for doing the interview. Thanks, Ryan. So that was Kipuka. Definitely go check it out because it's on Amazon Prime, which most of us are a member of. So it's on Amazon Prime. Go check it out, and you can view the whole documentary film on Amazon Prime right now. So make sure you go check that out. And with that said, that's pretty much it for this week on Talk Story with Propeller Live. Next week on our live stream, next Friday, November 20th, we have Shant, a local artist, and he'll be performing live from our Lanai, performing live right here with this band. It's gonna be a full band. It's gonna be the first time a full band is on our show. So definitely come check it out from 7 p.m. Next week, Friday, and I will see you guys then. So thank you so much for tuning in.